Okay, guys, this will be part 3 for June 15th. I'll just make it quick. There's not a whole lot left. When Obama went into Libya, he did it himself without any authorization of Congress. He said we'd only be there a couple of days and we'd be gone. Well, it's been 2 months. He said that because it's not a war, they called it a kinetic action, made up a word, a term, that he didn't need government or Congress approval. So Congress gave him a deadline, which was today, to get out of Libya, and he has not. So now we have a bipartisan group from Congress that is suing Obama over Libya. I got this from the Politico.com. You can probably find it. I've actually seen it on 3 or 4 other sites. But our Congress is now suing Obama because instead of listening to what our Congress said, he listened to NATO, and he's going to choose NATO over our Congress, which is insane, but everything he does is insane. Okay, there's this guy, let me bring this up, because this is going to, I've been wanting to talk to you guys about this last couple of days. In Montana, there's this guy that ran from the cops. He violated his parole. He fired at the police. And he got away, and now there's a manhunt out for him. And instead of just coming out and calling this guy a criminal, saying that he's a bad guy, he shot at the cops, they said that they went to his house and they found out he was a survivalist. And they're saying he's Rambo-like and he's in the woods. And who's not a survivalist? I mean, how many people, how many hundreds of thousands of people have been in the service, come home, and know how to survive in the woods? How many hunters in Michigan? How many farmers know how to hunt and survive in the woods? So instead of just calling this guy a criminal, they're going to call him a survivalist. They're going to put him on to the militia and the conservatives and all. This is just more stuff leading up to one of the things that we've been talking about. You know, I mean, even one of the headlines is Fed searching for armed survivalists in Montana. Not just Fed searching for an idiot that shot at cops. You know, obviously he's a bad guy and they're going to arrest him. He's probably going to die. But they have to throw a label on him. You know, I mean, if I ever got arrested, you're going to find out stuff like that. They're going to say that about me. I got a book on surviving, a book on what to eat in the woods. You know, I got my camouflage from the Army, and you know, it's insane what they say about this stuff. They've done this before too. You know, instead of just calling him what he is, they got to label him a survivalist, and it makes all the hunters in Michigan look bad. Every one of them. But so that just is from today, and that's ongoing. So we'll keep an update on that. In Texas, 2 women are suing a sheriff's department for having an illegal strip search. Cops pulled over these 2 women with children in the back seat, and they said that they had a tip that there was drugs in the car, and they asked if they could search the car, and the women said, "Yeah, you can search the car. There was no drugs." It was obvious the reason they pulled them over because there was 2 pretty women driving. And of course they didn't find nothing, and in front of the children in the back seat and in front of all the traffic driving back and forth, the cops strip searched these girls on the side of the road. And they're suing them, and I hope they get everything they can. These guys should lose their jobs, and they should have to pay. Right now, the head of Iran and the head of China and the head of Russia are at a summit. And the meaning of the summit is to form an alliance against the United States. This is some very serious stuff that's going on right now. They believe that we are out of control and that we are reaching into every country we can. And they're actually right. I mean, I hate to say it, but they're right. And this is could be the beginning of World War III. You know, I try to scare people or be fear mongering, but knowledge is power, and if you know what's going on, you don't have to be afraid. So. Just to let you know that's what's going on. And in China itself, they have 3 major protests going on right now. This is a country that has, they say they have probably up to 1,500, 1,500 protests a year that we don't hear about it. The media in China don't talk about it, and unless you go to other countries' media, that's how you hear about it. This is from Australia, you know, and they just talk about how the Chinese people don't put up with nothing from their government. I mean, even though it's communist, they protest. They protested, and these are just a list of a couple recently. They protested because in Mongolia, because a goat herder was killed by a truck driver, and they didn't do nothing to the truck driver. A man that was angry about the demolition of his property blew up government buildings and killed himself and 2 others. The death of a bureaucrat in police custody. He challenged a land deal. Cops arrested him, and he died in police custody. There was a man seeking revenge on society, set the bomb outside one of the government buildings. This is migrant workers clash. Just find this article on my page. It's pretty interesting. I mean, these are people that are uprising right now too. The TSA, as we speak, is getting ready to have a security exercise that covers 3 states and 5,000 miles. So if you still think that TSA is just restricted to airports, you're about to find out they're not. They're in train stations, in high schools doing proms, and in malls, and they want to be everywhere. But they're going to do a security exercise in Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia. And they're going to be including federal air marshals, K-9 teams, inspectors, and whenever there is a test like this going on, usually something's about to happen. That way they can claim, well, we're already there for this exercise, so we can take over now. They're going to be joined by state and local enforcement. They say they will utilize all airborne assets, including Black Hawk helicopters and fixed-wing aircrafts, as well as drones and water and surface teams. It doesn't say what the exercise is about, just a security exercise. So definitely keep an eye on that one. That was just crazy. I know I say crazy and say it all the time. It's more. Chicago, the city of Chicago, is the most watched city in the United States. They have over 10,000 surveillance cameras in the city of Chicago, and they say that they're about to add more, and it has more than any city in the country. So you talk about Big Brother watching you wherever you go in Chicago. You could be just an innocent guy, and the government of Chicago is going to be watching you. Today, there's a lot more Syrian protests going on, and the government's cracking down on them hard. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, because I'm sure Obama's just biting at the chomp to get into Syria too. But that's all that's going on. So, you know, I know there's 3 and they're kind of long and everything, but it's cool. I hope you guys watch the videos. Pass them on to your friends. Share them on your Facebook. Share them with everybody. I mean, this is the news what's going on. You know, not what's going on with the Representative Weiner or sports, or this is the stuff that you need to keep an eye on. Because you don't have to be, if you know everything, if you're informed, you don't have to be afraid. It's just a pretty simple thing. Hope to see all you guys at Charles' baptism Saturday. It's going to be cool. Be good to your mom. Be good to everybody. Take your vitamins. Take your kelp. Stay healthy. Give me a call if you need anything. And pray for the best. Prepare for the worst. Love you guys. Talk to you later.